Chapter 16. Fire Beneath the Depths. Vanis navigated through the dimming light of the cave, shadows encroaching with each step. Determined, he scanned his surroundings, seeking any materials suitable to kindle a fire and crafting torches. With careful hands, he gathered what he needed, and as the flickering fire flames danced to life, he illuminated the darkness with a torch, casting long shadows against the rugged walls of the cavern. Vanis knelt down on the sandy ground. He checked to see if there was any new visibility on the map that could guide him further through the cave. However, all he found was his current location marked by a large rock icon with cave's name. Nothing more. Vanis wondered if he would need to explore deeper into the cave for the gauntlet to reveal additional details. Vanis pressed through the dark, eerie, chilling cave, praying he wouldn't stumble upon anything lurking in the shadows. With each step deeper into the abyss, the only sounds pierced through the silence was occasional drips of water from the cave ceiling. Upon reaching another cavernous expanse, he swung his torch around to survey his surroundings. A vast lake encircled most of the area, leaving only a narrow stretch of shore for him to stand upon. Nervously, he edged closer to the water's edge, casting his torchlight into the murky depths below, revealing nothing but impenetrable darkness. Breathing a sigh of relief, he turned away to continue his journey towards another cave opening. Yet, as he drew closer, the sound of water stirring caught his attention. Swiftly aiming his torch towards the disturbance, all he saw were the gentle ripples dancing on the water's surface. Vanis shivered, unsure if it was from the biting cold or the creeping panic induced. Goosebumps prickled his skin as he forged ahead, determined not to waste a moment. The sound of shifting stones caught his attention, and he swiftly raised his torch to investigate, yet despite the flickering light, he saw nothing. Then, without warning, he heard a chilling noise accompanied by scrapes of claws against a rock, and felt an icy breath on his neck. Before he could react, a deafening screech pierced the air, followed by a weight crashing down upon him. Pain surged through his body as he felt the creature's claws tear into his flesh. Summoning all his strength, Vanis reached for the torch, only to be met with horror as the light revealed a pair of glowing red eyes. Before him stood a creature with sleek black panther-like body, its face chilling, amalgamated of a wolf and panther features. Sharp teeth glistered as his talons dug deeper into his flesh. Vanis thrust his torch into the creature's face, exhalating a roar of pain as it released him. He retrieved his sword and plunged it into the creature's side, then swiftly struck again, aiming for its head. With a final collapse, the creature scrambled to his wounds, crumpling to the ground. Vanis scrutinized the creatures more closely and confirmed his initial suspicion. He then investigated further, pondering where the creature could have come from. No signs were showing that it survived in the water, yet he heard something in the depths. As he continued moving forward, he encountered different cave branches. Scratching his head in thought, he ventured into the one directing ahead, ensuring he could easily trace the steps if needed. However, as he wandered deep in the cave, he heard the loud shifting of rocks and felt the ground tremble. Panic surged within Vanis as he hurried forward, yearning for the sight of sunlight. To his relief, he spotted daylight ahead and quickened his pace, yet the shaking and rumbling grew more tense and deafening. Reluctantly, Vanis glanced behind him and see the rocks are closing in, threatening to trap him in if he didn't hurry. Vanis rushed through the exit, collapsing onto the sandy ground beyond. Turning back, he gazed wide-eyed at the sealed entrance, his heart pounding with fear. Initiating his heightened senses, he observed the movement and vibrations of the rocks persisting throughout the cave, unsettling, shifting to different areas, Surveying his surroundings further, he noticed new cave openings emerging while others closed off abruptly. Vanis muttered under his breath, "What else could go wrong now?" Contemplating his next move and how to avoid being crushed or lost, Vanis spotted a flickering light nearby. Instinctively he activated his Gamelit, revealing the map feature. With a press of the button, the cave layout is displayed, showing multiple green dots icons representing cave entrance. One gem icon, symbolizing his entry point, appeared scratched off. Realizing dawned upon him, the gem icons marked as potential exits. So Vanis looked deeper into the map to see if there was any clues about where the scroll could be. He spotted another gem icon on the map, which was directly in front of him. Crawling forward, he started digging into the sand, feeling the cold metal beneath his fingers. He dug deeper until he eventually came across a lever, which he pulled. Suddenly the cave vibrated again. Vanis grabbed his torch and shone it over the lake, watching the water disappear, revealing the box at the bottom of the lake. He then noticed there was rocky edges that provided enough space for him to climb down to the bottom of the lake. Vanis carefully descended to the lake bed and opened the box, finding the scroll inside. As he picked it up, the cave rumbled, and he felt the water flowing around his feet. Without hesitation, he climbed back to the surface. Upon reaching the top, he collapsed to the ground, panting. As he regained his composure, he felt something beneath his head. Lifting his gaze, he saw a webbed foot, causing him to coil in fear. Before him stood a woman-like figure with webbed hands and feet, her green form glaring at Vanis. Reacting quickly, Vanis grabbed his sword, preparing to defend himself. The woman noticed the scroll protruding from Vanis' pocket. She spoke in a stunned voice. "You retrieved the scroll. I cannot allow you to leave." Her hand lit up with a blue glow, vibrating intensely. Rocks began to fall around him. Vanis quickly glanced at the Gamelit and noticed the nearest entrance hadn't yet been closed. As the caves closed in, he increased his pace, sprinting towards the exit. Just as he reached it, the cave sealed shut behind him. Breathing heavily, Vanis checked his pocket to ensure the scroll was safe. Satisfied, he made his way back to his intended destination. Upon arriving at the cottage to claim his reward, Vanis encountered a small lady with wild wavy black hair. She was seated amidst the piles of books and manuscripts, engaged in various tasks. Vanis approached her. She jumped in astonishment upon noticing him. She addressed him and inquired about his safe journey through the perilous cave to retrieve the hidden scroll. Vanis nodded. The lady gave him ingredients list and showed him how to craft and make special sauce which can make fire on most weapons. Vanis watched carefully and made his own notes so he wouldn't forget. After he was done and retrieved the fire salts that he made with the lady, he exited the cottage. Vanis explored the village and later he sat by the fire, contemplating his experience, while the flickering fire flames danced on the blade of his sword, concealing his thoughts. So that's the end of the chapter. I'll hopefully have the next chapter done in the next few days. So I'm currently working on a game jam, learning how to make my own first-person horror game. It is a game jam and I have a limited amount of days to learn, and I think I need to submit it by the 3rd of June. And I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to submit it in time because I spend the last 3 evenings trying to figure out how to pick up a letter and read it. And I still haven't figured out that code, so I don't know if I can get everything done in time. But yeah, it's interesting. I'm finally learning how to make a short indie horror game, which is the reason I got into writing. I just want to improve my storytelling skills. I have no idea if I'm going to get it done by the 3rd because time is against me now. Yeah, I'll hopefully make a short indie horror game. Definitely by the end of this year. I think after the 3rd, I'll probably go back to writing more chapters of the story. Once I have a few chapters, I'll probably go back to game development and actually finish making a game. I have put up a video of my first day doing game developing. If you want to watch it, the details are in the description below. It's on my YouTube gaming channel if you're curious to see what it's about. So that's basically what I'm doing for the next few days. After the tour, I'll take a day off and then I'll get back into writing a story and narrating chapters I have written. Yeah, so I hope you're enjoying the story, and I can't wait to write more and see how the story develops. So I just want to say thank you for watching and listening and supporting me so far. If you want to help me out, please like, subscribe to this video. It really does help me out. And if you're liking my story and haven't gone into reading the Swords We Haven't Got to Marries, I highly recommend you do it. It's my first story and I'm very happy about what I've done. Obviously, I'm going to improve dramatically by the second book of that story and when this one is actually fully done. Once again, thank you for your support and I hope you have a good day.